What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex. In this video, we're going to be going back into this Warner Bros. Montreal stuff, these pictures. We're going to start to talk about what it all means. We're actually going to be looking at the redacted website. Now, this, I think, will eventually become the website for the new game. Okay, if you go on wbmontreal.com/redacted, you get to this page. I'm going to show a bunch of pictures as we go along, but this happened just a few hours, obviously, after the new picture that said Capture the Night. Remember, they split it up across 3 different social media platforms, and then if you put them all together, they basically show a badge. A lot of people, GCPD, but also connecting with the Court of Owls, connecting to Amanda Waller, all of these different things that people have said, and there's some very, very smart people out there. Then this happened. Montreal tweeted out the phrase just redacted, right? And then they showed this image. Now, again, if you go on this website, there's a huge picture. You guys are looking at it now. And what's important to note is overall there are 10 circles. Now, 2 of them are filled in. As of, I guess, when I'm recording this, it's very possible that this morning they post new things. But when I'm recording this, there's obviously 2 pictures on there. You can see the picture of it now. Now, the thing is, all right, there's 8 other ones that are not filled out yet. However, we are missing images that Montreal has already posted, and that is these 3. I'm going to show you the group of 4. The top, obviously, top left, top right, and bottom left. Those are 3 that are not yet in this image. Now, I don't necessarily know why they are in this image, but they're there. So all that we have left now is 5 circles. Now, what does that mean? Well, you could think of it as a timeline thing, right? Maybe they could be going in a timeline. Do they start doing this daily? Now, I know in yesterday's video, I talked about could they just go on in hibernation again, right? Could they go in hibernation? Could they just disappear from the internet? And one person did say, if you want to look for a pattern, it's been 4 months. They had 4 images the first time. Now we had 3 images this time. I guess technically because of the redacted thing, like, does that throw it off? Because now technically we have 4 images. But if it was 4 images, then a 4-month period where they were not on social media, then we got yesterday with 3 images, right? And that's technically how many we got. We got 3 images after 4 months. Does that mean we then wait 3 more months? Now, that's a cool idea. I never thought of that when I was recording the video. I did not think of that, but that's a very smart thing. To be honest with you, here's what really puts a wrench in all of this stuff. I don't know if this has been the plan overall, and if it was, shame on you. Warner Bros. Montreal, I know you listen. Shame on you for doing this, because this is just unnecessary. You see a lot of the internet's reaction to this yesterday being, okay, cool, we know. It's a teaser. Give us or announce the game. And you know what's funny about that is all of these mainstream media journalists and all that stuff, they're all saying that. It's what we've been saying for months, and yet people attack us and say, oh, they'll do it when they're ready. But yet all of these people are kind of like, yeah, we follow the big trends in gaming. We talked about Batman when that was popular. Then we went away. We don't really care about it. We only care about it because it gets clicks. And then when this teaser happens, it's like, all right, stop doing this. This is stupid. Give us the actual game announcement. It's just funny, the disconnect between them and us, and also people that attack us but not them. Very, very weird things are afoot, everybody. But anyway, back to this thing. 5 missing circles, basically. Does that mean that we're going to get consecutive teases? And this is what I talked about in yesterday's video as well, as what happens from here. Back to what that person said, that does make sense, but now, we have so many images left that they cannot possibly wait several more months to do this. So the question is, what happens? Now, again, this video is going up at like 2:15 a.m., right, today, if you guys are watching this immediately. This is Pacific Standard Time. So I don't know if in another like 3-4 hours there's a new image. If that's the case, if they're doing it daily, well, then we are just days away, right? We'd be 5 days or 4 days after today away from this entire picture being completed. If it's weekly, then that leads us to a February finish. And make no mistake about it, I guess I'm going to guarantee in terms of I'm very confident in what I'm saying. I think that once all these images are completed, once all 10 of these circles are filled out, whatever happens, and I'm not talking about, I understand how there's technically 5 more in that circle. I don't know if they'll end up counting, but I think once all of these 10 circles are filled out, the game, this website will launch, whatever it is, and we'll get some sort of announcement. So that's what I'm predicting, I should say. I'm not guaranteeing it. I am predicting that is where we're heading. So again, does that mean we get it literally in the middle of next week, or does that mean we get it in February? Either way, it's literally right around the corner, and that is very, very exciting. Now, the trick of it is, and it goes back to what I said in yesterday's waiting for PS5 thing, is it current or is it next gen? February is that rumored time that we're going to get the PS5's reveal. And if they, so here's the easiest way, without me boring you too much with predictions, here's the easiest way you can tell. If this game gets announced with that reveal or with Sony at an event, I think it's next gen. I think at least it's cross-gen, let's say, okay? I don't think it can literally only be next generation. I don't think that's a wise move. So if it's with PlayStation, it's not an exclusive. I've talked about that multiple times. It's not an exclusive. It would just be, it would just be at that conference. Warner Bros. And Sony have good relationships. They have had relationships like that for several years. So we got that. Or if they announce it in February, middle of next week, whenever. And so obviously if they do that and it's not connected to an event, they do it on their own, I'm willing to, again, off my own personal opinion, say I think it's still a current gen game. We know how this all works. We've said it 1,000 times, 4 to 6 months, right? Which still puts them in a really good spot. It still puts them anywhere between like June and like August, which is what people have always thrown around. Arkham Knight came out late June, did very, very well. Timing works really well. Late August is Arkham Asylum. That worked really well, obviously a long time ago, but you can see trends in the gaming industry. Late August is a really good time in general to do it. We're jumping back into the fall of games, and those games normally do well, so that's a good time as well. So that is probably, to be honest, like that's what to expect here. We got a couple circles that are not filled in yet, which means sadly, if you're really invested in this, sadly it just means I think more cryptic pictures that we're not all 100% sure what they'll all mean. I think that's really what we're going to be getting over the next couple days, next couple weeks. Now again, you could argue next couple months. I don't know. I don't think, I'll tell you my personal opinion, I don't think they're waiting a couple months to do another one, then a couple months to do it again. If that's the case, then this is like a 2023 game, and that's just not going to happen. And that is joking, but let's not forget who we're talking about here with Warner Bros. Montreal. It really could be that case. So I don't think it's months. I think it's days or weeks. And that's what I talked about yesterday, right? That if these teases start to be bunched closer together, obviously as they start coming out more and more and more and faster and closer together, then we're getting ever so close to an announcement, right? And so that's what you can expect. Final thing I want to say is at the bottom of this screen, warnerbrosmontreal.com/redacted. At the bottom, it's a copyright of 2020 WBEI, so Warner Bros. Like Interactive Entertainment or whatever you want to, I think that's what it stands for, and DC. So this is a DC game. This is a superhero in that kind of way. If anybody on the face of the earth wants to still call me out and say that we've been wrong all this time, you're going to have a really tough time doing it now. These symbols are clearly all like the League of Assassins, the Court of Owls, the GCPD. We now know it's a DC game, so like who else would it be, everybody? So that's just a fun little thing. That's not groundbreaking to those that have trusted me or have just listened and used their brains for 2 seconds at any time over these last 6-7 months that I've covered it. But there you go. So DC, it is, it could be Wonder Woman, but like, how does that make sense? Or it could be Suicide Squad, but how does that make sense? So all of that stuff, very, very, and it could also be like a Bat Family thing. That's maybe the only additional thing. Well, maybe it's not an Arkham game, but yet, I don't know, it just really is pointing to it. So very, very exciting times coming. I don't necessarily know if I would do a video on every single tease that happens. We have 2 other videos planned to go up today. This video I wasn't even planning on making, but here we are. So I'm going to have more videos next week. I believe Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I'll keep updated, every single day. I'll make sure that I'm trying to stay as up to date as possible. If there's something massive, I will cover it, that day, that moment. But we're going to be, keeping the normal schedule going, doing all that kind of stuff, and we'll just see how it goes. If we get a teaser a day, if we get a picture a day, there's not really much to talk about until we get to that final day, which obviously I'd be ready for, right? But as always, guys, keep your eyes and ears on Warner Bros., on Warner Bros. Montreal, on all these social media sites. Let me know if you see anything. You guys have done an awesome job. It's really one of the first times this channel has been that kind of thing where, like, you guys are right on top of it. If I'm not seeing it, you guys let me know, hey, this person posted to Twitter, or this thing appeared. So keep doing it. You can see I wrote it in the description, or it's in the description, our Discord server. You can say stuff there. Twitter, I check Twitter quite often, so if you guys find something, you can tell me there, or you can just comment it on the YouTube video, okay? So loads of ways of kind of getting into contact with me. I'll be staying as up to date as possible, and if anything big happens, you can obviously count on me doing it, all right, or covering it on this channel. So very, very exciting stuff. Hopefully you guys have an awesome weekend. If there's nothing groundbreaking, we're going to have a different kind of video on Monday, and I hope to see you guys there.